Through these doors go the best damn kids in the world. Let's keep it that way.
Through this door go the best damn kids in the world. Let's keep it that way.
Through these doors go the best damn kids in the world. Let's keep it that way.
Through this door walk the best damn kids in the world. Let's keep it that way.
Through this door go the best damn kids in the world. Keep it that way.
Through this door go the best damn kids in the world. Let's keep it that way.
One heartbeat.
Win, fight, win.
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 Chris Green and Kyle Williams.
Thank goodness Lehighton is wearing their maroon uniforms tonight, and we'll be able to see their numbers.
The referee tonight, Glenn Rissmiller. Tom Partridge is the umpire. John Garbino is the head linesman. The line judge is Don Kaler. Phil DeLorenzis is the back judge. Mark Caesar is the field judge. And we are underway. A line drive. It'll be Williams picking it up. 20, 25. Trying to get to the outside. He does. And he is out to the 30-yard line. They will start from the 29, and here is the Lehighton offense. Eckhart is the quarterback with Green, Gombert, and Williams behind him. Fry and Monk are the split ends. Lush is the tight end. Up front, Andrews is the center. The guards are Hawk and Smith. Wentz and Notstein are the tackles.
If that kickoff was set up to be returned to the bench, Bob, it's always difficult to take the ball from one side of the field to the other. You usually run out of blockers. And
Green on the pitch, stopped right behind the line of scrimmage.
Kyle Yandel, the Viking defender who was there from his strong safety position.
They lose 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 15 defensively for the Vikings. Up front, Walsh, Grimm, Dodona, Cramsey, and Fatzinger. The linebackers, Cummings and Dankel, Yandel, Williams, Galgon, and Young are the D-backs. On 2nd down, it is Kyle Williams, straight ahead, still on his feet, and very close to a first down.
Yeah, and I'm surprised, Bob, that Central let Lehighton run that play. That is a favorite Lehighton play, has been all year, and I have said before in our telecast, I am surprised when the team has had a chance to scout Lehighton that they let Kyle Williams run that fullback dive straight ahead.
They will bring the chains in to check and see if this is in fact a first down. That's that look-away dive where Bobby Eckhart will give it and look away. They missed by an inch, so it will be 3rd down and that much.
Yeah, and that's something that you notice right away when you scout Lehighton, and it would seem to me it's one of the things that you say right off the bat, well, Lehighton's not going to do that against us, but they've already done it once tonight.
3rd down and inches. They break into what looks like a straight eye. It's a power eye. It is Gombert going left, and Gombert has the first down.
And that's got to be impressive for the Indian fans. Lehighton faced with a 2nd down and 15, able to come back and pick up the first down, and I think that's the key to this ballgame tonight, the team that can come up with big plays in crucial situations and pick up first down. That was a 2nd and 15. As the game wears on, I'm sure we'll see 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 8, situations like that. The team that can come up with those plays, I think, could very well turn out to be the winner tonight.
From the 42. It's Green, running right side, fumble, and Central has it.
And that, too, will be a big factor in tonight's game. The team that can avoid turnovers or force turnovers, as Central has done here.
Damian Walsh came up with the football. I believe it was Cramsey who made the hit to force the fumble.
That's a good hit, whoever makes it.
51, that is Neil Cummings, the linebacker. The Vikings on offense, 1st and 10. Ramsey throwing right, incomplete. He threw it into the ground. Here is the offense for Central Catholic. The sophomore Cramsey is the quarterback. The halfbacks are Young and Williams. Bill Cramsey, his brother, is the fullback. The ends, Galgan and Fatzinger. Up front, Puxon is the center. Cummings and Kirkuz are the guards. Mish and Echternock are the tackles.
All right, from the 40-yard line.
Second down and 10 from the 40. Quick drop this time. Throwing right. It is incomplete. He was looking for Galgan on the right side.
And Galgan was not wide open. Defending out there for the Indians was Mike Gumbert, and he had a good angle so that that ball had to be thrown through the eye of a needle in order to be complete.
Here is the Lehighton defensive unit. Up front, they'll run the 4. Hawk and Wentz the tackles. Blair and Lush the ends. The linebackers, Williams, Snyder, and Sterling. Sterling becomes the nose guard in a 5 front. Hibbler, Green, Fry, and Gumbert are the D-backs.
Be interesting to see if Central throws again here on 3rd down, or if they go with some misdirection play, such as...
It's Young, and Young is met right at the line of scrimmage by the linebacker, Darryl Snyder.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at that call, but neither was Lehighton. And they were right there in the person of Darryl Snyder to stuff it for a short loss on the play.
4th and 11. Josh Williams is the punter. He drops back to his own 45. Green and Williams are back at their 10. A high short punt. Out of bounds at about the 11 or 12-yard line.
Now Lehighton avoided giving up a score following that fumble. However, they did give up field position. And certainly in a game where we anticipate the two teams being evenly matched, field position could be a big factor. This drive for the Indians will start at, I believe, their own 12-yard line.
1st and 10, Lehighton. They come out. Danny Fry is in on the right side. Lush tight to the left. Handoff straight ahead. Williams bounces to the left side. Still on his feet, and he's out near the 20-yard line.
Same play that they ran successfully in the first series.
Brian Young and also Don Dodona in on the tackle.
And again, Williams, the key to that Lehighton offense. We are going to see him line up, I'm sure, Bob, before the evening is over, as a tailback. And then that presents certain problems for Central Catholic as well.
2nd and a yard. The handoff, Gomber breaking to the right side, breaks a few tackles, and he will have a first down and get out to the 25-yard line.
Yeah,
brought down defensively by Damian Walsh.
Excuse me, Bob. Indians giving evidence here of being able to move the ball on the ground. One thing that somewhat surprises me is that Central is not ganging up on the line of scrimmage. Their defensive backs are at least 8 yards off the ball. I think we saw East Stroudsburg put about 9 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. But here the Vikings are not right up there.
Kyle Williams straight ahead on the handoff. Picks up a couple. In on the tackle is Don Dodona, the defensive tackle, along with Neil Cummings, the senior linebacker.
Now, that was not the same type of play that Williams runs so effectively. That was across the line of scrimmage a little bit rather than straight ahead. He's much more effective, it seems to me, when he hits straight ahead and is in that hole so quickly that I don't think the defense sees him half the time.
2nd down and 7.
Certainly
Wishbone shifts to the right.
Again, excuse me, Bob. Certainly a possible passing situation here.
Eckhart to throw. Throwing left side. Incomplete. Mike Lush was the intended receiver. And out there covering for the Vikings was the cornerback Brian Young.
Certainly a good call for Lehighton, even though the pass was incomplete. It will keep Central honest, make them realize that, yes, we will throw on the 2nd down, and that's got to help the Lehighton offense as the game wears on. One thing that I noticed when I came across the field, as I'm sure you did, the center of that field probably will be slippery. I think the defensive back for Central slipped a little bit on that play, and we could see people slip in the center of the field.
The bare areas are a bit muddy. Chris Green goes wide to the right side this time. Straight eye behind Eckhart. The pitch is to Williams. He wants to throw. Throwing deep for Green. It is caught. He's at the 20, to the 10, and in. Touchdown. Kyle Williams to Chris Green. It's a 72-yarder.
88 yards on 5 plays, Bob. Quite impressive for Lehighton.
Here it is, and what a gun! He fired a howitzer out there.
Yeah, I am really impressed with the way Williams threw that ball. Often when you see the halfback pass, the guy lays the ball in his hand and throws a wounded duck. As you pointed out, that was a howitzer. That ball was well thrown. But
Hausman's extra point. Tim Hausman is up, but no good. 7:02 remains. First quarter, 6-0. Lehighton leads it.
And so much for field position.
Run or pass or return. 20th touchdown for Chris Green.
The most impressive, to say the least. I am somewhat surprised that he got single coverage. Now, granted, it was a halfback pass, and I'm sure that caught Central by surprise to a degree. But I have to believe that when Chris Green lines up as a wide receiver, he's going to be double covered.
Young on the return to the outside. Still on his feet. A nice return. Actually, the return by Joe Delgado, and here is the scoring play one more time.
And if you'll notice, when Green catches the ball, there is only one defender there with him. And Chris Green is too much of a threat to entrust to one defender. He's got to be double teamed.
First and 10 for Central Catholic. Fatzinger left, Galgon right. The handoff back to the near side. Brian Young, the halfback, over 800 yards rushing this year, picks up just a couple.
Some nice football there on that play. Good play by the Lehighton defense here on the right side, and a nice run by Young. He cut back real well as Kyle Williams, Bob, comes limping off the field right in front of us. Needless to say, if Kyle Williams is unable to go, the Lehighton offense and defense is in trouble.
Troy Huntsinger, 36, comes in at linebacker to replace Kyle Williams.
25-yard line.
2nd down and 8. The motion man is Young. The handoff is to the fullback, Josh Williams. Williams with just a couple. And a penalty called on the Vikings.
Going to be backfield in motion against Central. 3 Lehighton defenders there to meet Young, and they put a good hit on him.
Williams this year, 331 yards rushing. Brian Young, 813 yards rushing, 13 touchdowns.
Central looks rather small to me, Bob. I don't know how you perceive them from the press box, but I think Lehighton certainly is bigger up front. And the Central backs look rather small as well. If they're not quick, they're going to get quite a thumping before the night's over.
Play action fake. Ramsey to throw. The shovel pass to Williams. Williams inside the 30-yard line. Finally run down by Lamont Hibbler.
Beautiful execution here by Central Catholic. I think you were fooled.
Yes.
For a while you weren't talking, and I thought, Bob doesn't know where the ball is, and understandably so. That's well done. Nice job by Cramsey. A great job by the offensive line. That's the way you diagram it.
That's a 30-yard play. Checking a 25-yard.
25 yards on the play and a first down.
First down, the handoff.
The handoff, Williams. He is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It is Mike Lush, the defensive end, who knifes in and makes the play.
Yeah, and quite a play. I don't think Lush wrestles, but he put a wrestling move on the ball carrier and really threw him to the ground, Josh Williams. And as I said a moment ago, I think these Central backs are going to take a pounding from the Indians.
2nd and 9. Play action fake. Cramsey throws over the middle. Complete. Touchdown. It is Galligan. David Galligan with the touchdown reception from the 24.
And it didn't take Central long to get back in this football game as they moved upfield 57 yards on 5 plays.
Here it is.
Protection.
Just a sophomore, the quarterback, Tim Cramsey. That is his 18th touchdown pass, a school record. Big R has his extra point blocked.
Mike Lush, 89, blocked it for Lehighton. And you know, Bob, one of the things that people have thought about Lehighton, if they're vulnerable, it is on the pass. We saw that in that drive. We'll have to keep an eye open.
1st and 10, Lehighton. They start from about the 31. The handoff is to Green. Green trying to bounce to the outside will only get a couple.
That looks like a new formation to me, Bob. I don't know that we've seen Lehighton run a triple I formation before this year. Usually it's been a form of the wishbone or the wish eye or however you want to call it. But that looks like a triple I, and I don't think the Indians have run that.
Green picks up 3. It was Brian Young on the tackle.
And here they're back in their more traditional wishbone.
Straight ahead, Kyle Williams will only get a couple. In there was the defensive tackle, Paul Grimm, a junior, 6 foot 220. Taking down Williams, it'll be 3rd and 5.
And that's the play that Central has to stop. If they are able to stop it with one defender, that gives them a definite advantage in stopping the Lehighton offense. Usually to stop that quick hitter by Williams straight ahead, 2 or 3 defenders are needed. If Central does it with one, they're in good shape defensively.
Danny Fry splits wide to the right, Lush to the left, the back's in the wishbone. Bobby Eckhart looking to throw, throwing right over the head of Kyle Williams. Bill Cramsey, the defensive end, out in coverage, and it is 4th and 5.
Eckhart looked disappointed in that play. He can't be disappointed. I believe that was his first throw of the night, second. And he's not going to complete every pass. He's got to keep his chin up and say, okay, this time we didn't move the ball. We're going to punt the ball away, play some defense, and come back and get them the next time. They're not going to score every time they have the ball.
Bobby Eckhart to kick. Brian Young is deep. Eckhart gets it away, a nice high one. Young dropped the ball at the 30, retreats to the 24, and is down at the 23. And a penalty marker at the end of the play.
We'll keep our eye on this one. It may be a late hit personal foul called against the Indians. If that's the case, it certainly is a break for Central Catholic. It is
personal foul against the Vikings. It was actually the 27, not the 23, pardon me, where the ball went down, and then work it back 15 from there.
All the way back to the 15-yard line.
The ball will be at the 14-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
Now, Central so far hasn't had much success running the ball. Obviously, more success throwing. It'll be interesting to see what they do from deep in their own territory.
Split backs, Cramsey and Young. Cramsey on the give. Gets a couple. Ryan Wentz in on the tackle, so is Darryl Snyder.
That was ruled a dead ball foul, Bob, so that the penalty was marked off after the ball was spotted. So they started with a 1st and 25 and now face a 2nd and 18.
Ramsey got 5 yards back on the penalty.
7 on the gain for Cramsey, and a timeout is called on the field. 1:37 remains first quarter. It is 6-6, and we'll be right back.
With over 30 years' experience, Hager Furniture is where quality is affordable. They have a complete line of furniture, carpeting, accessories, interior designs, and bedding. Hager has a competent and friendly staff of workers. Service is their specialty. Hager offers free wall-to-wall carpet estimates, free delivery, free decorating service, and special orders. They also offer convenient credit plans to suit your budget. For service and values, come to Hager Furniture, located on Delaware Avenue in Palmerton.
We are back. Central Catholic has the ball. 2nd down and 18. The score is tied at 6. Play action fake. Cramsey with that shovel pass again and again. A big gain. Across the 30, out of bounds by Darryl Snyder at the 32. It was Brian Young.
That's an interesting call. It's a good call if they go and pick up the 1st down. A questionable call if they don't, because they were faced with a 2nd and 18. They don't want to run that play too often as far as I'm concerned, because the more Lehighton sees it, the more they're going to be able to defend it. They run it very, very well, but after a while, Lehighton's going to catch on to it, so you don't want to waste it by running it in situations where it's really not going to help you.
The throw to the right, complete to Galgon, 1st down. Lamont Hibbler brings them down, but they'll pick up the 1st down. So after a 1st and 25, they work their way back.
And now it was a good call because they got the 1st down thanks to that big gain on 2nd down, 2nd and 18. And they're mixing the ball well. They've got that Lehighton defense off balance now. The Indians are going to have to come back and make a play or two to get themselves established again defensively.
1st down. The handoff, right side. Josh Williams grabbed by Mike Lush.
Lush is a fine defensive ball player. We know that because we've seen Lehighton play about 5 times this year. The whole Lehigh Valley's going to know it after tonight because he's put some hits on Viking ball carriers already, and I'm sure he will continue to do so unless, of course, they decide we've had enough of this guy and decide to run elsewhere.
The clock may run out before this play gets underway. Cramsey to throw. Rolling left. Throws. It is incomplete.
It is not.
Incomplete. He was looking on the near side for Brian Young. And that is it for the first quarter. 6-6 is the score. 2 big plays, 2 touchdowns, 1 each.
For all your travel needs, call or stop in and talk with Betty Ann at Raiders Travel, 625 Interchange Road in Lehighton. Ask about Raiders Travel specials to Disney World, Las Vegas, and the Caribbean. Also inquire about Raiders Travel cruise vacations, including their fantastic group departing July 19th, 1992 on Carnival Superliner Ecstasy to the Western Caribbean. Travel with a personal touch. Call 377-4431 or 1-800-487-3169 and talk with the travel professionals at Raiders Travel.
First score came at the 7-0.
All right, we're set for the second quarter of action. Central has it 3rd down and 15. We're tied at 6.
And as I mentioned a moment ago, Central has that Lehighton defense off balance. Now on 3rd and 15, it'll be interesting to see what the Vikings are able to come up with.
Inside handoff, it is Jose Delgado, and he is stopped by Mike Gombert and Mike Sterling. Pardon me, that is Josh Williams. Josh Williams on the carry. He'll pick up 3. It'll be 4th.
Again, the Viking backs take a good lick, from the Lehighton defenders. And Lehighton's defense got back on track in those last 3 downs, thanks to the big first down play from Mike Lush.
Williams to punt.
Josh Williams is their punter. He's in there.
Kyle Williams and Chris Green are deep. It is a high, long one. Williams fields it inside the 20, trying to get to the wall. Breaks a couple of tackles. And he's got some blockers out there. He's across the 35 to the 38-yard line.
I got excited because I saw the wall set up, and he only had one man to beat. Couldn't do it. Bill Cramsey, 41, made a great play for the Vikings because he was the last man who had a shot at Williams.
First down, Lehighton. They will start this possession from their own 39-yard line.
And look for Kyle Williams to go to tailback in this series. Not this play, but I think that may happen before too long.
Back to the wishbone. Option. Bobby Eckhart breaks a tackle. He will keep, and he'll pick up about 3 or 4 yards.
There's
over
a flag
there.
Down.
The flag. Cummings and Josh Williams in on the tackle. Motion Lehighton.
Lehighton staff questioning it since they didn't see anybody moving forward, and they're getting an explanation from the official here in front of the Lehighton bench. And again, it'll be interesting to see if the Indians are able to overcome this 1st and 15 situation. Those are the situations that make play calling difficult. Give coaches gray hair. That is when they have some.
1st and 15 for Lehighton at straight eye. Straight ahead, it is Darryl Snyder. Snyder gets knocked down by Bill Cramsey, but Snyder gets a nice chunk of it back. 9 yards on the game.
And Kyle Williams was a tailback in that offensive set. As I said, I expect to see that. I don't know how often Coach Parsons will choose to run from that formation, but it's inevitable that he do so because that has been a very effective formation for the Indians much of the season. And Williams, again, Bob, is at the tailback position.
Blitz is on. Kyle Williams gets the give right side, bounces off a couple of tacklers, still on his feet. He's got 12 yards and the first down.
Just a fantastic football player. Kid doesn't know what the word quit means. It's not in his vocabulary. As we see it again, and he's hit all kinds of times here, but he just keeps on driving. I think Coach Morgans from Central said that he's the best fullback that Central has seen all year, and I'm not surprised to hear that because he is one good football player.
Unbalanced line right this time, so the Indians themselves coming out and handing a lot of sets to Central. Here's a deep pass, looking for Green, incomplete. Covered by Brian Young, who was step for step with Chris Green.
Yes, he was, and he covered Green all by himself that time, and I have to be impressed with that because, as people have been pointing out this week, Chris Green, a former Centennial League sprint champion, and we've seen him do all kinds of things this year with his quickness, with his overall speed, and to try to cover him one-on-one is quite a task.
It's interesting, a point you made earlier. You said Central looks a little bit smaller. Just the idea that a lot of Valley coaches have not seen Lehighton. A lot of people I talked to were assuming that Lehighton would be undersized. Penalty markers come flying in at the beginning of the play.
The timing was off in that play from the beginning. You see referee Glenn Rissmiller signaling backfield in motion. The back in motion was the tailback Kyle Williams, and he was just out of sync from the beginning that time.
He's going to lose 2 on that, and they will probably refuse this. In fact, they will. It will be a 2-yard loss, and it will be 3rd down and 12.
Now, I saw something that time on the Central Catholic defense. With Williams at tailback, they are leaving a huge hole up the middle because they realize that the middle is not threatened nearly as much with Williams at tailback as it is when he is at fullback. See if we see that again.
Straight eye. Play action fake. Eckhart to throw. Gets hit as he throws. It is complete. Chris Green picks it up. He's got it inside the 30-yard line.
That's a great catch. I didn't think he could make it. But I got to give the Lehighton coaches a lot of credit here. On the last pass to Green, he was well covered deep as we take another look. What they do this time, he breaks the pattern off and they throw in front of the defenders. He's in front of the 2 deep defenders for Central Catholic. I didn't really look whether he caught it or not. It doesn't matter. I know you're a little skeptical, Bob. I don't know.
It was tough to see from that angle. But nonetheless, Lehighton has picked up the 1st down from the straight eye. The pitch right side, Williams. He's going to throw back to Eckhart to the left side. It is complete, and the play is going to pick up about 4 yards.
And Central Catholic not fooled. Nice play by Bill Cramsey.
Kyle Williams is now 2 for 2 passing. That'll pick up 4 yards.
I don't know if anybody outside of the Lehighton people knew that Williams could throw the ball as well as he does, because he finessed that pass. He saw that there was somebody he had to throw over, and he threw it as though he's been playing quarterback all life long.
7:20 remains, 2nd quarter. 2nd down along the handoff left side. Williams, nothing.
Now, Lehighton that time, Bob, tried to take advantage of something they had seen Central do a play or 2 ago, and that was leave a huge hole over left guard. Williams, I think, out of the tailback, has run to his right 95% of the time this year. I'm almost certain of that. And I think Central is defending that. But that time they didn't go to the Lehighton right with as much manpower, and they were ready for that play.
Damian Walsh made the tackle. Timeout Lehighton. 6:51 remains. First half, it's 6-6. We'll be right back.
We're tied at 6. Stay with us.
Tune in to TV 13 for Health Images, brought to you by the Palmerton Hospital. Health Images presents a weekly discussion of current health issues. Along with local physicians, Health Images brings you up-to-date information of interest to everyone, from cholesterol to dentistry, hypertension to heart disease. Health Images, brought to you by the Palmerton Hospital, airs Tuesday at 9 p.m. and Thursday at 11 a.m. on Blue Ridge Cable TV 13.
6-6 is the score. 6:51 remains in the first half.
This is a 2-down situation. It's 3rd and 5 for Lehighton, but if they don't get the first down on this play, they will most assuredly go for it on 4th down. So you can't say this is a passing situation. They may throw, but they certainly don't have to throw here on 3rd and 5.
Kyle Williams back to the fullback spot in the wishbone. Eckhart throwing left. Chris Green's got it at the 5, and he spins into the end zone. Touchdown! Kyle Williams to Chris Green.
Let me tell you something, Bob. I'm impressed with Bob Eckhart on that play. When we watch this again, he is under tremendous pressure, and he finds his receiver. I'm not even sure Chris Green is his primary receiver, but even under pressure, look at that. He throws that ball beautifully. He
Chris
found
Green
under all kinds of stress. Sorry, Bob. Just a great play by Bob Eckhart.
He found the seam in there. They found that little pocket, and Bobby Eckhart just dropped it in under pressure.
Yeah, he has come so far this season as we see it again.
Lehighton is going to go for two. You're looking at the touchdown here, but Lehighton sets up for two, and I think they took too much time. A penalty marker comes from the back judge.
That last drive for the Indians
That'll be a 5-yard penalty. There
was 61 yards in 9 plays. A more typical Lehighton scoring drive, as opposed to the first one, which covered, I believe it was 88 yards on 5 plays.
Lehighton goes for two. Eckhart rolling right. Steps up, looking for some room to run. Did he get in? No, he did not get in. But Lehighton is on the board again. 6:44 remains in the first half. It is 12-6 Lehighton.
Every so often, the wind carries misfortune. The snowfall can paralyze, and the rain washes away dreams. But we go on together, helping each other rebuild, helping each other dream again. Because severe weather is less frightening when you're prepared for it, we bring you the Weather Channel. Weather you can always tune to.
That is the 14th touchdown pass of the season for Bob Eckhart. For Chris Green, touchdown number 21 on the year. His 7th touchdown reception.
And I am sure none of his passes have or has revealed his ability as much as that last one. That was impressive.
Kickoff is a bouncer. It will be Delgado breaking out to the 35. First and 10 Central Catholic from their own 35-yard line. 12-6 the score. Lehighton leads.
From what I've seen so far, Central's going to have to throw the ball to get to move the ball. Now it becomes a question of whether those Lehighton defenders can defend the pass.
Ramsey throws over the middle. It is complete. Delgado to the 45 of Lehighton and thrown down by Chris Green at the 43.
If we have that on replay, notice the Lehighton defense. It is a 4-5 defensive alignment for the Indians. They have 4 men up front. Here you see it. Only 4 men down up front. And the rest of the Indians are at least 4 or 5 yards off the ball. Obviously, they are aware, and you can look at it now, they are aware of the fact that Central's going to throw.
Handoff left side, Brian Young. Young breaks a few tackles and some more. He has the first down and more.
And the Central coaches saw the same thing I was pointing out a moment ago, that the Lehighton linebackers are well off the ball. Now they come with the run. And again, the Central offense, because it has been so diversified between the run and the pass, definitely has Lehighton off balance.
Here it is again. Brian Young picks his way through, then breaks the tackles.
And that is by far the best gain that Central has had on the ground tonight.
This will be Delgado running right side. And he just gets across the 25. Kyle Williams in on the stop. Mike Sterling was also there. It'll be a gain of about 3.
This is now an interesting chess match as the coaches make adjustments. And we'll see who is able to make the final adjustment, or the one that proves to be effective. The linebackers, again, pretty well off the ball.
Play action fake. Ramsey to throw. Plenty of time. Deep to the end zone. Touchdown. It is. He is in. It is a touchdown. Dave Galgan with the touchdown reception.
Well thrown ball by Tim Cramsey. You know, the last 2 weeks, Bob, we've seen some fine sophomore quarterbacks. Chris Carr last week, as we see this play again, sets up nicely, has time, great pass blocking.
What a great catch. How about keeping those?
Had a tough call in the end zone. There was some question as to whether or not he had possession of the ball, but I think definitely he was in. And
Back and forth Central now.
Big R
Bigger.
with the chance to put him ahead. Penalty markers come in. There's a penalty marker on the field. We'll see what this is.
The Central Catholic scoring drive, 65 yards in 4 plays. They now are 6 for 9 for 115 yards passing the football. Ramsey with his second touchdown pass of the night.
Lehighton is called offsides.
Will watch Glenn Rismiller. I believe he has offsides against Lehighton. That, of course, can be marked off now and will be. And Central now will go for 2.
And Central has called a timeout with their extra yard and a half. They will go for 2. 4:51 remains here in the first half. It is 12-12. Dave Parsons before the game said they may loosen up a bit, but I don't think they wanted to loosen up that much.
oh, no doubt about it. But Central has them off balance. Central's running a very, very sophisticated passing attack. And as I've mentioned probably too many times, Lehighton's off balance defensively, and they're going to have to get their feet under them and get a sense of rhythm defensively if they're going to stop this Central ball club. I don't know that anybody since the first game of the season has had 12 points on Lehighton by halftime, or with 4:51 to go before halftime.
I'm pretty much impressed with Cramsey. Just a sophomore, nice size, 6'2", and a nice ball you see there for the touchdown. The one earlier, the same.
Oh, I'm very much impressed.
They will go for 2.
Here it is from the 1.5-yard line.
The handoff is to Young. He dives in. He's got it. Central Catholic goes ahead with a 2-point conversion. 4:51 remains in the first half. Central Catholic leads it 14-12. We'll be right back.
Did you know that arthritis cripples more Americans than any other disease? But a lot can be done to minimize the pain and damage. First step is to see your doctor if it's difficult or painful to move when you wake up, or if any joints are painful, swollen, red, or warm. The sooner you begin proper medical treatment for arthritis, the better you'll feel, beyond a shadow of a doubt. For a free booklet with more information, write the Will Rogers Institute, White Plains, New York.
Mike Bigger's kick is a line drive on the ground. Mike Gomber picks up the ball and gets it to the 40-yard line. So Lehighton will start their next possession down by 2 at their own 40.
And that's good field position.
First and 10 from their 40. They've got
Certainly enough time here in the second quarter
1 o'clock.
that the Indians can move downfield on the ground if that's the way they choose to go.
So much confidence,
Lehighton shifts to that straight I formation.
Gombert and Green in that order.
The pitch is to Green. Green has some blockers out there, but the play is strung out, and Green will be out of bounds with a 1-yard gain.
We've often said this year.
Central doing a nice job of keeping Chris Green penned in and not letting him get to the outside. But, you know, Green has done most of his effective outside running in the other direction, Bob. He runs to his right, I think, much better than he does to his left. Although we have seen him run the pitch or toss to his left, he runs to the right much more effectively, I think.
It's going to bring up a
second down 9, Lehighton. They shift the wishbone one step to the right. Green and Gombert, the halfback. Kyle Williams, the fullback, gets the give, goes straight ahead, and is grabbed at the line of scrimmage, and then pushes forward. The first man there, Damian Walsh, the nose guard.
Yeah, and again, if Central can stop Williams straight ahead with one man, that gives so much more latitude to the rest of the defenders and makes that Viking defense so much more effective and creates so many more headaches for the Lehighton offense.
3rd and 7 for Lehighton from their 43-yard line.
Central almost has
Might look for a screen pass from Eckhart here. Lehighton likes to throw the screen in situations like this.
Play action fake. Eckhart throwing right side. Complete and a fumble. Kyle Williams had it and fumbled it to the 45.
I didn't realize he had it. I thought he was juggling it, but a pole was in front of me, so I can't honestly say that I saw it. I thought it was going to be ruled an incomplete pass.
Here it is.
There's the reception.
Ball stripped by Jason Dankel, the linebacker. David Galgan picks up the ball.
A 10-yard gain on the pass play with a fumble. It's 1st and 10 on the 45.
At the 45.
Central Catholic. The handoff. Goes to the first man through and breaking all the way in.
And a big gain for the halfback, that is Brian Young. Sterling makes the tackle, but well downfield, about 17 yards downfield.
And as we mentioned before, that Central Catholic offense, very diverse. Lehighton has no idea what they're going to do, run or throw. There they ran the ball effectively. I'm sure Lehighton was looking for the pass. Now on first down here, I would expect to see Cramsey throw the ball.
39-yard line, 1st and 10, 2-4.
Young in the backfield with Cramsey. Tim Cramsey looking to throw, rolling right, throwing right side, intercepted and then dropped. Kyle Williams had it in his hands. They were looking for Bob Faxing of the tight end.
Now that time Lehighton got back on pass defense in real good shape and almost intercepted.
We're going to go back to take a look at this catch and then fumble.
I think it's Jason Dankel that makes the hit.
There it is. I don't know if he ever had it.
I wasn't
It was tough
sure.
to see. Dank let his hand in there. 2nd and 10 for Central.
2nd and 10, the clock stopped at 2:32.
Play action fake again. Shovel pass to Delgado. Delgado with some room. Delgado inside the 15. Delgado down to the 5-yard line.
Inside the 5-yard.
Chris Green finally drags him down with an assist downfield, but a big gain for Central Catholic.
And that's 3 times they have burned the Indians with that play. We have not seen Central. I don't know if they've run it regularly this season or if this is something that the Central coaching staff put in for this ball game. But obviously the Indians are not prepared for it. That's the bottom line.
33 yards and a first down. The handoff is to Young, left side. Touchdown.
That ball was on the 1-yard line.
It's a 6-yard touchdown run for Brian Young.
Run by Brian Young. As we get another look.
Some great blocking here. And then some good heads-up running by Young as he saw the seam, put his head down, and got into the end zone.
Takes advantage of the lead.
Bigger for the extra point.
Very quickly, Bigger is...
The kick is up, and it is good. Just under 2 minutes remain. 1:58 left. First half, it is 21-12. Lehighton finds themselves behind. Central Catholic scores. It just took them a couple of minutes from the last time they were in the end zone.
Well, I think the thing that has to concern the Lehighton people is that drive was 55 yards in 4 plays. The Lehighton defense, which all year long has been, I think, the keystone of their 10-1 record, is almost non-existent here tonight. And that's because of what we have been saying all night long. The Central offense is far more diversified than anything that Lehighton has seen, and they obviously have not been able to adjust. And at halftime, Coach Parsons has some real headaches. He's got to make up his mind whether he's going to commit himself to stop the run or the pass. And so far, Central gives evidence of saying, okay, if you stop one, we'll do the other, and vice versa.
Mike Bigger kicks off. They're going to keep it away from Green. Picked up by Joe Cock. Cock with a nice run back. Still on his feet to the 45-yard line.
And he gives the Indians an opportunity to get on the board again before halftime. They're only 55 yards away from a touchdown with 1:50 to go.
Joe Cock, in his few times in as a fullback this year, has done a nice job. That's why that is not too surprising with a nice run back from Cock.
Yeah, good effort here because he doesn't go down the first couple times he's hit. And that's, of course, what you want from a back.
Chris Green splits wide to the left side. Kyle Williams is the single setback as Mike Gombert splits wide to the right.
And he's got to throw underneath here. He can't try to throw
Eckhart
deep.
dropped the ball. Kyle Williams picked it up, saved a disastrous play, but they're going to lose 3 yards.
Along with Don Cadona.
Central is in a prevent defense, and they have their deep men about 15 yards deep. So if Lehighton's going to throw here, they're going to have to throw under that deep coverage.
Paul Grimm is there to record the tackle. It is 2nd down and 13 for Lehighton. Back at the 42.
And Chris Green is out here wide to the left. And I don't know if he has single coverage or not. I think he has double. He has double coverage.
They're going to get it quickly to Chris Green. Green, with some fancy footwork, gets to the 47-yard line.
That's not exactly throwing underneath, but it's certainly trying to take advantage of the fact that the Central defenders are lining up some considerable distance off the line of scrimmage. However, the linebackers for the Vikings that time reacted real well. And we're down to 15 seconds to go.
Chris Green picked up 6. It is 3rd down and 7.
Complete pass, 3rd and 7.
Eckhart, straight drop back. Looking right side, throwing complete and down. Mike Lush has it very close to a first down, but the half will run out. That is the end of the first half.
No, it isn't. The official's going to say that Lehighton bench called a timeout with 1 second left to go on the clock. That's what they're talking about.
Let's see if there is time. There is time on the clock.
Yep.
Time enough for one play.
Yep.
They picked up 6 yards. It is just short of a first down. That did not stop the clock, but Lehighton did get the timeout.
Right. Lehighton got a timeout. And the official on the sideline immediately signaled that the half had not arrived, that there was 1 second. So we'll have time for one more play. It'll be a 4th down play.
It's going to be...
The first thing they may have to do is measure.
It's going to be a Hail Mary play.
4th down and 46.
Right.
Ball's on the 46-yard line. That's really not all that important. They've got to go 40.
It's going to be an all-fly, obviously.
It's going to be a 4th and 46 for Lehighton here before the first half comes to a close.
Let's see. Chris Green comes left. Danny Fry comes left.
Well, Central has...
Mike Lush is also tight left. So there are 3 receivers to the left side.
A good omen for them turned out.
Gombert and Williams in the backfield. Eckhart back to throw.
And he has some time.
He needs to unload it, but he's going to run instead. He will get to the 30-yard line. That is way short of what he needed. It is a 15-yard gain, but it is still 30 yards short. So there is the end of the first half. With the score, Central Catholic 21, Lehighton 12. We'll be right back.
Central will put all the numbers together. Be right back.
In commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Pearl Harbor attack, The Times News will feature a special tabloid containing reproductions of photos, features, and interesting information about that fateful Sunday morning. Stories about such people as Chester Roskowski of Hometown, Joseph Malatak of Nesquahoning, and Palmerton's Ray Carrazzo. It's all in the December 7th edition of the Times News at no additional charge. Saturday, December 7th, the Times News recalls the pain and the bitterness in a very special way.
Friday and Saturday, 9 to 5.
We are back at Lehighton for the District XI Class AAA Championship game. Central Catholic leads it by a score of 21-12 in the first half of today's game. Bobby Eckhart passing 5 for 8, 68 yards and a touchdown. Also for Lehighton passing, Kyle Williams is 2 for 2, 76 yards and a touchdown. Rushing, Bobby Eckhart, 1 carry, 15 yards. Chris Green, 3 carries, -1 yard. Mike Gombert, 2 carries, 8 yards. Kyle Williams, 9 carries, 39 yards. Darrell Snyder, 1 carry, 9 yards. Receiving, Bobby Eckhart, 1 catch for 4 yards. Chris Green, 4 catches, 121 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kyle Williams, 1 catch, 13 yards. Mike Lush, 1 catch, 6 yards. The Indians have 114 yards passing, 70 rushing. That's a total of 214. They have 6 first downs, 2 penalties for 6 yards, and 2 turnovers. For Central, rushing the ball, Jose Delgado, 1 carry, 2 yards. Brian Young, 5 carries, 42 yards and a touchdown. Josh Williams, 4 carries, 1 yard. Bill Cramsey, 1 carry, 7 yards. Tim Cramsey, 7 for 11 passing, 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dave Galgon, 3 receptions, 53 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jose Delgado, 2 receptions, 56 yards. Brian Young, 1 reception, 13 yards. Josh Williams, 1 catch, 25 yards. The Vikings have 147 yards passing, 52 rushing for a total of 199. They have 7 first downs. They've been penalized once for 15 yards.
And they lead on the scoreboard 21-12.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns, 2 in the second half, just minutes apart. Dave Galgon, 24-yard pass from Cramsey for the first touchdown. Galgon, 22 yards from Cramsey for their second. Brian Young, a 6-yard run for their third. Lehighton has 2 touchdown receptions by Chris Green, a 72-yarder from Kyle Williams, and a 23-yarder from Bobby Eckhart.
And the fact that Lehighton's both scores have come by way of the pass indicates that this is not a typical Lehighton ball game. Lehighton much more effective as a general rule, rushing the ball, and I forget exactly what you said for the total yardage for Lehighton on the ground, but it is not what Lehighton is accustomed to, 70 yards rushing, 144 passing, and usually it's the reverse of that.
Class AAA Football Championship.
We are underway in the second half. It will be Delgado at the 20. To the 30, bouncing off tacklers, and he gets to the 31-yard line. Corey Hunsinger makes the tackle, 1st and 10 for Central Catholic.
And it's going to be interesting to see what defensive adjustments the Indians made at halftime. The thing that I'm first curious to watch, Bob, is where those linebackers line up. Are they going to be up on the ball to stop the run? Are they going to be deep to stop the pass? And they've gone right away to a 5-3. I don't think they've been in that before.
Here's a run by Cramsey. Bill Cramsey out to the 50-yard line. It's a 20-yard gain. He is finally dragged down by Darrell Snyder.
There is a 19-yard gain and a first down by Central.
And certainly whatever adjustments the Indians made took a shock on that first play here in the second half. Nothing fancy about it, but he wasn't really touched until he was well into the secondary.
From midfield, Brian Young, the halfback in short motion. Here is Cramsey again inside the 45 to the 43. Snyder makes the tackle again, but that'll be a 6-yard gain.
As he gets the ball to the 44-yard.
So Bill Cramsey with 2 carries in the first 2 plays of the second half.
Those linebackers are still considerably off the ball, and they seem to be staying there. They're not putting any pressure on that Central Catholic offense.
Here's Delgado again. Penalty markers fly. Delgado strung to the outside. He'll get to the 40-yard line. But, well, let's see what this penalty is before we call a first down or not. Holding Central.
And that's something that Lehighton needed, and something, of course, Central did not. And those calls just play such a big, big role in the final analysis. They create difficult situations, such as 2nd and 11, which is what Central will be facing. They stop drives or stall drives.
2nd down and 11. They picked up 3, and then from the point of infraction, they take it back 10. Play action fake. Tim Cramsey throwing over the middle. Incomplete. He had Galgon there. Galgon could not come up with the football.
And Galgon was wide open. And that has to be somewhat surprising and somewhat frustrating to the Lehighton coaches. They are not putting any pressure on Cramsey. He has all day to throw. He did in the first half. He did there on his first pass of the second half. And yet the receiver was wide open. There wasn't anyone within 5 yards of him. So if you're not putting any pressure on the passer, then you expect the receivers to be covered tightly. And Lehighton's not accomplishing either.
3rd down and 11. Tim Cramsey again with that shovel pass to Young. Young is going to come up short of the first down. It was a nice defensive play by Jason Andrews getting over there and keeping him from getting first down yardage.
And Lehighton still hasn't stopped that play tonight. There again, Central picked up about 8 yards. Not enough for the first down, and they're going to have to punt the ball away. But nonetheless, it was an effective play.
It is going to bring up
4th and 2.
It's going to be 4th and long 2.
Josh Williams deep to punt.
Williams is going to punt it away. Jimmy Morgan.
Only one man deep.
Back on the Parkland game.
They get it away. It is a high one above the lights. And to the far sideline, and it goes out of bounds inside the 10. And they will mark it right at the 10.
Yeah, he's a good punter. I'm very, very much impressed with Josh Williams as a punter. Gets the ball high, gets good distance. He might be able to punt at another level.
1st and 10 Lehighton. They start just outside their own 10-yard line.
Lehighton gets the ball for the first time here in the second half. Bobby Eckert is their quarterback.
Lush to the right, Fry to the left, both split ends. Straight ahead, Kyle Williams has some room. He's out across the 25, and it's a first down.
Josh Williams is hurt. He put a good hit on Kyle Williams, and he was hurt for a moment, but he's back on his feet, getting in the defensive huddle, so he's going to be all right, and that's good news for Viking fans. But he was writhing in pain there for a moment, and I thought we were going to have a timeout to attend to him.
Both Monk and Lush come left. They have an unbalanced line to the left side. The handoff is to Mike Gombert. Gombert picked up barely a yard. Damian Walsh, the defender, makes the tackle. He's the nose guard. 2nd and 9, Lehighton. From the 26-yard line, 2nd and 9.
And Central doing all kinds of adjustments. I just wonder how much Lehighton
Williams
changes plays at the line of scrimmage. I'm sorry, Bob. Go ahead.
Bill Cramsey, the defensive end, comes up and makes the play. Kyle Williams stopped right near the line of scrimmage. It will be 3rd and 9.
And they ran where there appeared to be a huge hole in the Central defensive line. There wasn't. And that's going to confuse the Indians. And they got a timeout here, and I think Coach Parsons wants to go out and wants to know why you think that play didn't work.
7:53 remains. Third quarter, it is 21-12 Central.
Communicate with Your Education System is the show that updates you with its education bulletin board, discusses issues dealing with education in the local communities, and tries to give you the answers to all of your questions and concerns. We cover a wide range of educational topics in an open access show, with a vital interest in the thoughts and opinions of the community. So be sure to tune in every Monday night at 6:30 on Blue Ridge Cable TV 13.
7:53 remains, third quarter. 21-12, Central Catholic leads. 3rd and 9 for Lehighton, back at their own 26-yard line.
I don't know if you sense this, and I'm not even sure I do, but the thought has run through my head that Lehighton has seemed a little flat since early in the ball game. That could well be because Central has kept them off balance so much.
71-13, and at that time, Pocono Mountain was tied for first place. And it was game number.
Bobby Eckhart rolls left, throws over the middle. Chris Green wide open. 45, 50, and down at the 48-yard line.
Now that could be a big play for Lehighton. They were faced, as you called it, Bob, with a 3rd and 9. And they came up with the necessary yardage to pick up the first down and keep the drive going. They needed something like that about now, as they are down 2 scores. And they can't wait until late in the ball game to get the first one.
Galgon runs them out of bounds. It is a first down for Lehighton. They have it at the 47 of Central Catholic.
First down, number 10 for the Indians. They're on the move again.
Kyle Williams on the give, straight ahead. Grabbed by Bob Fatzinger, the defensive end. It's a 3-yard gain.
Lehighton still doesn't have a good sense of what they can do offensively against Central Catholic. That is not the typical Kyle Williams play. He runs straight ahead out of the fullback position, Bob, not out of the tailback position as he was lined up that time.
Second down, 7 Lehighton. They go from the wishbone this time. Blitz is on, and it came too soon. Just a step too late, or else that would have been a great defensive play.
Well, evidently, and this is something the Lehighton coaches are going to have to talk to Bobby Eckhart about, evidently his rhythm is such that the defenders are able to time it, and they only missed by a fraction of a second that time. He must be going on the same count, on the same rhythm every play, and Central Catholic catching onto that, obviously.
Second down and 2 now. The ball just inside the Central 40-yard line.
Throw it, or Kyle Williams might throw it.
Green and Galbert the halfbacks. Williams the fullback. Eckhart to throw. Rushes on. He's down. Kyle Yandel comes in and drops him for about a 10-yard loss.
And I believe Central that time must have rushed about 7 people and had 4 playing pass defense. Unfortunately for Lehighton, if you're a Lehighton fan, there was no dump-off man on this play. There's no one for Eckhart to go to when he sees he's under pressure. All his receivers were deep downfield, and so he simply had to eat the ball.
Third and 12. Everybody to the left this time.
Trips left.
Eckhart to throw. Sets up, throws back to the right side. It is Mike Lush. Lush. Back across the 45, possibly the 44. Lush picks up about 6 yards. Lush, the only receiver on the right side that time.
That was a screen pass, and Central defended it well. They weren't fooled.
A gain of 5 yards, well shy of the first down.
4th down and 7 for Lehighton, and Bobby Eckhart drops back to punt.
Somewhat surprised to see them punt here, although I think it's the right call. I sort of expected Coach Parsons to go for the first down.
Brian Young is the single back. They snap it. to one of the short men. I believe it's Kyle Williams, and he will come up well short of the first down.
That doesn't surprise me. As I indicated a moment ago, I sort of expected them to go for the first down there, but as you called it, Bob, they didn't make it, and Central's going to take over with good field position.
It's a gain of about 5. It was Darryl Snyder who ran that time. So Darryl Snyder picks up a nice chunk of it, but not all of it.
They got 5 yards. They needed 7 yards.
They turn it over on downs, 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line for Central Catholic. The handoff is the Cramsey straight ahead. Just a couple there. On the tackle was Stevie Hawk, the defensive tackle.
And I have seen teams do that against, run plays like that against Lehighton all year long. And those linebackers are right up there at the line of scrimmage. Here, the linebackers are not getting to the ball carrier until he's 3 or 4 yards downfield, and that's not typical Lehighton defense. Here again, you can see the Lehighton defenders, Bob. The linebackers are 5 yards off the ball, and that's just not normal.
It's Bill Cramsey again. 1st down and more to the 45 and to the 43. It is Mike Sterling and Terry Blair making the tackle.
Now let's see if Lehighton brings those linebackers up. Now here we see that play again. And again, the linebackers are deep. This time they come up a little bit. They're a little closer to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to stunt, it seems.
It is Delgado. Penalty markers fly. Delgado picks up about 6 and gets thrown back by the pile. And we'll see if we get a hold here. It is in that area, and it is a hold.
Yep. It's out here on the wing where the hold is occurring. And obviously the Indians will accept the penalty.
It's about a yard downfield. They march it off from the point of infraction, so that will bring up a 1st and about 18 or 19. 1st and 18.
And you know, if you're a Lehighton fan about now, Bob, you've got to take a look at the clock and realize that the 3rd quarter has flown by. We only have 3 minutes, 5 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and the Indians are down, as I pointed out a moment ago, 2 scores.
And off to Delgado. Delgado gets to the Lehighton 45. Darryl Snyder was there defensively. And a flag at the end of the play.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, so let's wait and hold everything.
Personal foul, Lehighton.
We're going to get another look at
And they don't need that. Let's see it again.
It was a 7-yard gain on the run. And I think we have the personal foul at the end of the play. There it is. That gives the Vikings their first foul.
I didn't see anything. I don't know what the call was. It was personal foul, but on what I couldn't tell from here.
Well, it is a 15-yard penalty.
Against Lehighton, the 15-yard penalty brings the ball down to the
1st down Central
down number 10.
from the 30. Handoff is to Bill Cramsey.
Some nice running there by Cramsey as he kept digging after he was hit initially and picked up another yard or so to make it a good 1st down play, a gain of 3.
Danny Fry made the tackle. Ball is at the 27. 2nd down and about 8. We're down to the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Tim Cramsey throws over the middle. Complete. It is Young near the 10-yard line. That's a 1st down.
5 or 6-yard line. They're going to put it down.
Well executed play and Central really has a beat on that Lehighton defense. They've had it all night, but that was a perfect example of the fact. Good fake, hold the linebackers, throw underneath the deep men, wide open. Great game plan brought to Lehighton tonight by the Central Catholic coaching staff.
1st and 10. The handoff is to Young. Young to the left side, grabbed by Terry Blair.
And that's the best defensive play I think Lehighton has had here in the second half, Bob.
The ball just inside the 10, 2nd and goal. It is 2nd and goal because the ball would have to be inside the goal line for a first down, thus a touchdown. Again, Tim Cramsey with that shovel pass. Delgado. Touchdown. Jose Delgado with the 10-yard shovel pass from Tim Cramsey for the touchdown.
9 plays, 61 yards for the Vikings. And boy, have they executed that well tonight. Cramsey's a great actor, Bob. He steps up as though he's looking downfield, going to throw downfield, takes his time, real cool, and then just shovels the ball off.
Penalty markers come in before the kick.
I'll tell you, everything has been basic fundamental football except for extra points tonight. They've had nothing but trouble on every extra point.
Indians offside. Now they're going to have to, or I think Central will have the choice of having the ball spotted at the 1.5-yard line and go on for 2. But does it pay them to go for 2?
Well, they did it before after a Lehighton penalty and picked it up.
Okay, it's 27-12. That's 13 points. If they go for 1, it's 14. If they go for 2, it's 15.
And they will take a timeout and discuss it. 48 seconds remain. 27-12. Central Catholic with the lead and a very subdued sellout crowd here at Lehighton.
So what do you want, Bob? Do you want a 13-point lead? Let's rephrase that. Is it more important, considerably more important, to have a 14-point lead or a 15-point lead?
Well, a 14-point lead is 2 touchdowns and 1 2-pointer, or the easy extra points. Now, remember, there is the tiebreaker. I'd go for 2 here, especially with the 2-touchdown lead. Put it a little bit further out of reach.
I think I'd go for the single-point conversion. I'm sure Central's going to go for the 2 and agree with you. It's an interesting call. I think I would be content with 14 here because that necessitates a converted single extra point, and then if you're going to go for the win, although you're right, you wouldn't have to go for the win here because we do have a tie-breaking system.
That tie-breaking system, by the way, if it is tied at the end of regulation, each team gets the ball at the other team's 10-yard line. They get 4 plays to put it in.
And they keep going until one team scores.
And until one team scores more than the other. Of course, if the first team gets in, the other team gets a chance. They put the ball on the left hash mark. Tim Cramsey throws right. Complete. 2-point conversion. Josh Williams. So they get the 2. It is 29-12 with under a minute left in the third quarter. We'll be right back.
Good talk, great guests, and your phone calls. That's Larry King Live.
Are you going to put a jacket on? No.
It's a show where you'll meet interesting people.
I would watch you on daytime, Larry.
A show that's both informative and entertaining.
Are you in awe of me?
Yes.
Okay, rest. I feel so good now.
And always full of surprises. So join me for Larry King Live every weeknight on CNN.
Under a minute left here in the third quarter. It is 29-12 with Central Catholic leading.
And that's 3 scores. 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. 2-point extra points. It won't do the Indians any good. They've got to score 3 times in just over a quarter of play. And that's a big task.
Line drive kick again. Again, it is Joe Cock from the 25 and out to the 40-yard line. First and 10, Lehighton from their own 40-yard line. Lehighton's got to do it and got to do it quick.
Yeah, and that's not the way Lehighton does it best. According to my stats, they've only had the ball once in the third quarter. Central has controlled the ball the rest of the time.
Single setback. Penalty markers fly. There was a man in motion, so this will not make a difference. The throw to the right is complete to Chris Green, but it will be called back.
Right, no doubt about that. Now Lehighton out of sync completely. And they've got to maintain their composure here, and somebody out there has got to say, hey, gang, let's go. We didn't come all this distance to end the season on a sour note. Let's get our act together and get back in this football game. That play will prove to have been the last of the third quarter, and so they've got 12 minutes, Bob, to score 3 touchdowns themselves and hold Central without another one.
There's the score. Central leads. We'll be right back.
We all know it's better to give than to receive. And this holiday season, Blue Ridge Cable TV gives you, our viewers, a chance to show your generosity by participating in TV 13's Operation Holiday Food Drive. Between now and December 13th, you can drop off non-perishable food items at these Blue Ridge Cable offices. The Salvation Army will distribute your donations throughout Monroe County. So join us in helping our neighbors by contributing to TV 13's Operation Holiday Food Drive. Thank you.
One more quarter of action. Lehighton trails at 29-12.
And they have a 1st and 15 to begin this first series of the fourth quarter. Certainly not a desired way to begin.
Green in motion. They throw to him on the right side. He has a couple of blockers out there. If he can get some room, he can run, and he has some room. He could go all the way. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Chris Green. Exactly what the Indians and their fans needed.
And there are no flags. There was some controversy right in front of the Lehighton bench. Bob, I don't know what that was all about. Coach Parsons was talking to one of the officials, but here we see it again. Just a great effort by Chris Green. Breaks tackles and goes the 60 yards.
His third touchdown of the night. And they will go for 2. Eckhart to throw. Eckhart throwing right. Broken up. Penalty markers fly.
Pass interference against Central.
They'll get another chance at this one. They were looking for Gomber.
As the ball has the distance to the goal line, as it's going to be pass interference against Central.
Here we see that touchdown again. Oh, excuse me, this is going to be the 2-point conversion again. And the official ruled that the Central defender hit the receiver before the ball arrived.
Brian Young was the man who was there too soon. Move it half the distance, 1.5 yards. 3 receivers right. Lush wide. Green is next. Gombert is after that. Straight ahead. Williams pushing the pile forward. He got it. Williams is in. 29-20. Lehighton is back within 9.
Now that extra point didn't really mean that much. Lehighton fans are happy, but they still need 2 scores, and they would have needed 2 scores.
Well, if nothing else, that's a spark. The fans have been sitting on their hands for the last, 2 quarters. They're into it, and I think Lehighton has gotten the spark. We'll see if they can keep the momentum.
Yeah, they've got to prove themselves defensively now, something they haven't done since very, very early in the ball game. Central has moved the ball up and down the field pretty much at will, and we'll have to see if that Lehighton defense can rise to the occasion.
Line drive. It is Delgado. Penalty markers fly. Delgado to the far side. Weaves his way. Still up. And down at the 35-yard line. Let's see what the penalty marker is. Probably an illegal block.
It's going to be a clip.
Chris Green with 209 yards receiving with 3 touchdowns tonight. Clip Central.
And right now, everything going the Indian way.
But Lehighton cannot afford to give up a big, long, time-consuming drive.
Right, the defense has to rise immediately. Stop Central, get the ball back, and give the offense a shot with enough time left.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. The clock runs, 11 and a half minutes remain.
Actually, what the Indians need here is a big turnover. And I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Bob, that Central has turned the ball over at all tonight.
The handoff is to Young. Young stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Mike Sterling is there.
And I see Lehighton that time felt much more comfortable that they knew what the Vikings were going to do. They had more people at the line of scrimmage, deep in their own territory. The Vikings probably won't throw the ball, although that may prove to be erroneous thinking too.
Jason Andrews was also there on the stop. 2nd down and 10.
Now notice the Lehighton linebackers right up in the line of scrimmage.
Ramsey to throw. Throwing right side. It is incomplete. 2 receivers out there. It was Delgado, the intended man on the sideline.
Now there, Ramsey, if he has a checkoff system, and I have to believe that he does, might have called another pass route where he had a receiver coming across the middle, because those Lehighton linebackers were right up on the line of scrimmage trying to put pressure on him. He did not go to a pass pattern over the middle. Rather, he threw deep to the sideline, basically into the Lehighton strength in that particular defensive alignment. Big 3rd down play here, I think, Bob.
In the backfield is Brian Young and Bill Cramsey. Cramsey slips. Tim Cramsey, as he tries to drop back and throws the screen complete, but Kyle Williams is right there to drop Brian Young back at the 4-yard line.
And that's a big defensive play, what the Indians needed. And now every cog in that Indian machine is psyched, ready to go. Here you see it again, and that's a great hit.
He just teed off.
Yeah, he wasn't fooled for a second. Read it from the very beginning and just got a great lick in.
Josh Williams will stand on his own end line to kick this one away. He gets it away, a high one, a short one. Kyle Williams calls for the fair catch and makes it. The ball will be at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 Indians, 9:40 remains. 4th quarter, 29-20 Central.
Is there anything Kyle Williams cannot do? Can you think of anything? I mean, handles punts, throws passes, plays great defense, blocks as well as anybody on the field, runs the ball, as well as anybody on the field.
Timeout, Lehighton. That is their second of the half. 29-20, they trail it. 9:40 remains. Fourth quarter. Lehighton needs more than just a touchdown, an extra point here.
One of the sweetest memories I have is of going to the movies with you, Dad.
Oh, those were the days. Ah, they were classics. Hollywood classics.
Hollywood cast? They're still around. Where? Cable TV.
Cable TV, American movie classics. Just movies?
Great movies. Movies like they used to be.
Classics.
American movie classics. Movies that last a lifetime.
Lehighton ball, 1st and 10. They will start from the central 36-yard line.
And they're pumped. They're ready to go. One of the interesting questions here, or decisions that Coach Parsons has to make, does he try to go for the whole ball of wax on one or two plays, or does he simply do what he does best and try to take it on the ground? Well, he's going to go.
They're going to go for it all. Kyle Williams is there. Touchdown! There's your answer. It's a 31-yard touchdown pass from Bobby Eckhart to Chris Green. Green's 4th touchdown of the night.
And Green ran a great pattern. If we have it now, Green's at the top bottom of the screen, excuse me. He does not go full out from the very beginning. He lulled the defender asleep, then turned on the afterburners and just outran him. A great pattern by Chris Green. I wish we could have seen more of it.
Eckhart's 3rd touchdown pass of the night. Still 9.5 minutes left, and the Indians are back in it.
Yeah, and another thing, Bob, and we've talked about this before. Central just cannot, nobody can defend Chris Green one-on-one. I'm sorry. When you make a defensive game plan.
Eckhart to throw for 2 over the head of Mike Lush.
When you make a defensive game plan, you simply have to say, when Chris Green lines up as a wide receiver, you have got to play him. You've got to double team him. Play him short long. He's just too good. He's too fast. And I think that has been proven here tonight.
Well, Chris Green had 6 touchdowns against Pocono Mount. Is he trying to match that tonight? Well, he needs just 2 more. He has 4 tonight.
Well, as things stand right now, Bob, he'll be more than satisfied to get the 5th, assuming that Central doesn't score another touchdown before this game is over.
Right now, more than on the last possession, it is not as big for Lehighton to come up with a play right away defensively. It was a moment ago, not as big here.
Oh, it's not as big now, but it sure would be nice for Lehighton fans, for the Lehighton ball club, to give that offense as much time as is necessary to put another touchdown on the board. They don't want to have to do it, Bob, under the gun. They would rather do it with some leisure.
Rashawn Drayton on the run back. Stutter steps, runs wide right, and gets covered at the 38-yard line. For Lehighton, it was Danny Steigerwald on the stop. 1st and 10 Central. Two minutes and 11 seconds was the time between Chris Green touchdowns.
Yeah, each drive has been one play. Each of the last 2 drives, one play.
The handoff, straight ahead, stopped right away. Sterling grabs Bill Cramsey right at the line of scrimmage.
And Lehighton has made some defensive adjustments now. The Vikings ran that play very successfully early in the 3rd quarter. Lehighton now seems to be slanting the tackles outside. They don't seem to be nearly as afraid of what Central can do to them straight up the middle, so that gives them some latitude to move those tackles a little bit wider and stop that off-tackle play. Let's see what Central counters with.
2nd and 10. Tim Cramsey to throw. Over the middle. Complete. 1st down. It is Josh Williams with the reception in the first down.
And that middle has been open all night long against the Indians. And they're going to have to do something or Central's going to move the ball downfield again. They've got to get a linebacker or two in the middle of the field to protect against that.
15 yards, first down for Central Catholic. Here is Cramsey again, the big fullback Bill Cramsey picking up about 7. Again, it is Mike Sterling, the linebacker, making the stop.
And again, that is not typical Lehighton football to have linebackers making tackles 7-8 yards downfield. Now, when Central ran that play to this side a moment ago, Lehighton stuffed it. That time, Central had success running the same play to the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
It is Young coming left. Young stopped at the line of scrimmage. Darryl Snyder with the tackle. It'll be third and about 3. Call it third and a long 2.
I would suspect that this is a 2-down situation for Central. In other words, if they don't pick up the first down here, I would, and it is a guess, expect them to go for the first down on 4th down, although here they're going to call a timeout.
An official timeout. Jose Delgado came onto the field and realized he didn't have his helmet ready. There's the score, Central by 3. Now how important is that 2-point conversion earlier by Central? Delgado and Cramsey in the backfield. Here comes Young. Tim Cramsey, shovel pass to Delgado again. This one for a big gainer. To the 10 and to the 5. It is a 35-yard shovel pass play to Jose Delgado.
And that has to be at least the 5th time they've run it. And they do it beautifully. And each time it's been successful, excuse me. And there again, big yardage. And maybe the ball game, Bob.
First and goal from the 5. There's the handoff. Young, left side, touchdown. Brian Young from 5 for the touchdown.
The drive, 62 yards and 6 plays. The final 4 yards by Brian Young, another run.
Here we see it again, this time just a power play with good blocking up front, good running from Young. Nothing fancy about that, just good hard-nosed football by the Vikings. But who would have thought, Bob, that this game would be decided by the shovel pass, run successfully 5 or 6 times?
Bigger for the extra point. It is good. 6:28 remains. 4th quarter. 36-26. Central leads. We'll be right back.
The area high school football season comes to an end in classic style. Join TV 13 for the annual Thanksgiving Day clash between East Stroudsburg and Stroudsburg. It's the 47th Turkey Day fight for the Little Brown Jug. It's a Thanksgiving tradition. East Stroudsburg at Stroudsburg, right here on TV 13.
6.5 minutes remain. Lehighton, like lightning with their last 2 possessions, scored. They need the Lightning and the Thunder here.
Yeah, they've got to score in a hurry, stop Central, and then score again. And that's asking a lot of a Lehighton offense that has really exploded here in the last couple minutes. But they have to explode at least 2 more times in 6 minutes and 28 seconds. Considerable task, to say the least.
Mike Bigger kicks off. He'll kick this one deep. Kyle Williams will catch it on the run. Stay in bounds at the 25. And get to the 34-yard line. Call it the 33, 1st and 10.
And you just have to wonder, can Lehighton strike again? They're certainly going to try, although they don't. I don't believe Chris Green is even in the lineup, or is he the slot back on the far side?
Eckhart back to pass, throws over the middle, nearly intercepted. It was Josh Williams, the defender, who nearly came up with the diving grab.
Chris Green was in the backfield that time, but he did not even go out on a pass pattern as he was a blocker that time. And I have to believe that if he does line up as a wide receiver, and I would anticipate he will do so on this play, that Central's got at least going to double cover him. He comes wide to this side. Let's see. Yep, double coverage.
Williams and Galbert in the eye.
How about triple coverage?
Back goes Eckhart, rolling, plenty of time. Now flips it to Kyle Williams, who makes a grab, reaching back, and then gets hit and drops the football.
Official is unsure of what to rule, but I think he made the right call.
Bill Ramsey dislodged the ball from Kyle Williams.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if we watch Chris Green. We probably won't. He's triple teamed as he goes downfield, but the middle was wide open. Had he, with Eckhart scrambling, Bob, broken to the middle, he'd have been wide open.
3rd and 10.
This play is crucial if Lehighton hopes to stay in this ball game.
3 receivers right. Lush, then Green, then Galbert. Eckhart rolls that way, throws back the other way. It is Danny Fry. Fry has about 7 of it, and he got out of bounds. No, he didn't get out of bounds. They're going to get about 7 on it, but he didn't get out of bounds. 4th down and 3.
And Coach Parsons sends the punting team in, but I seriously doubt that they're going to punt the ball. But they never huddle, so maybe they will punt it away.
Let's see if they run some kind of fake here.
There's nobody back for Central.
Snap back to Eckhart. He flips it forward to Chris Green. Chris Green to the outside. Does he have the first?
No, he does not.
No, run out by David Galgan.
Great defense by Central as they were not fooled. And that's pretty much the ball game. Little shovel pass action of their own to the Indians run there. Chris Green just can't get to the outside. And now Central, Bob's going to just try to run out as much time as they can on this possession. Scoring again is not important, but running off some time off the clock would certainly be to their advantage.
Delgado running right. Delgado picks up 2. Mike Lush there on the stop. Lamont Hibbler was also there with Mike Gombert. 1 yard on the game.
But that clock now just moves relentlessly on. And Central certainly won't give up this ball with more than 3 minutes remaining to play here in the football game, and Lehighton needing 2 scores.
The handoff to Josh Williams. Williams gets inside the 35. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Central taking their time, wisely so. Not in a hurry at this point.
The handoff is to Young. Young looks to be close to the 30 and a first down.
Yeah, I believe he has it. If so, that's all she wrote. And the Lehighton season, which has been a rousing success up to this point, and will still be so after tonight, is going to end on a sour note.
First and 10 from the 30. It is Josh Williams. Williams caught behind the line of scrimmage. It was Ryan Wentz with the stop, a 2-yard loss, but the clock still runs.
And there's just nothing Lehighton can do at this point except play out the string. Certainly they want to keep their cool, keep their composure, and not do anything at this point that would in any way detract from their performance all year long and from their performance here tonight.
Handoff Young. Young, not much. More importantly, they use the play and they keep it in bounds and the clock still runs. And Lehighton has called their last timeout. 1:56 remains in the game. 36-26. Central Catholic leads this one. It is 3rd down and 10 for Central. The ball at the 30-yard line. And that is the last timeout for Lehighton. Even if they get the ball back, they do need 2 scores.
Yeah,
albeit a touchdown with the 1-point extra point and a field goal would tie. The 2-point extra point and a field goal would put them ahead.
I'm glad to recognize that you are a dreamer. Let's face it, there are a couple problems with that scenario you have hypothesized, one of which is Lehighton does not kick extra points nor field goals very well. They've had trouble with that all along. In fact, that's been a problem here tonight. Had they been able to kick some extra points, they might have not been faced with some of the situations they have been.
Tim Cramsey will keep. He will run right. Lehighton tries to force him to the sideline, and they do not. It will be 4th down and 9, but the clock runs at 1:45.
And so Lehighton won't get the ball back much before we hit the minute mark. And as I said a moment ago, there's really nothing the Indians can do at this point. In fact, I suspect Coach Parsons will send some, well, maybe not. Looked to me as though we were going to get some youngsters in there to give them some exposure in the championship ball game, but maybe not.
1:10 is left. There's the clock, you see. Young on the give. He will not get the first down. The clock will start as soon as Lehighton puts the ball in play. Or actually, as soon as the referee puts the ball in play. The clock will run. Lehighton has to get right up to the line. Under a minute left. Eckhart throwing deep downfield, looking for Green. It is tipped and incomplete. Galgon there to knock it away.
Yeah, there's just no way that the Vikings are going to let Chris Green get behind him again as Bush comes up limping. I think there are 2 keys to tonight's ball game. Bob, one, that shovel pass, which Lehighton never did figure out a way to defend. I am really curious if that's a new play in the Central Catholic playbook. If it isn't, I'm surprised that Lehighton wasn't ready to defend it. If it is, then of course there is no surprise there. And the other thing is that Lehighton had a reputation, deserved or not, I'm not sure, of not being able to stop the pass. And that was their other problem tonight. Sorry, Bob.
Try for 20 and a first down.
They really couldn't stop the pass. Cramsey picked them apart on well-executed plays. And I have to give the Viking coaching staff all the credit in the world. They scouted Lehighton very, very well, saw some definite weaknesses in that Lehighton defense, and exploited them most effectively here tonight.
First down, Eckhart back to throw, slips, just stays up. He will run away from the would-be tacklers to the near side. This is using a lot of time. He gets out of bounds at the 31. 11 seconds are left. If anything, Lehighton may get one score, but they need more than that. More than they can get in 11 seconds. Play started with 22 seconds. They used 11 on that play.
Teams that have thrown the ball well this year, as we see Eckhart scramble again. Teams that have thrown the ball well this year have scored against Lehighton. No one else has. Panther Valley scored 34 points. Tamaqua 20.
Eckhart back. Over the middle, Green off his hands, intercepted. Intercepted by Josh Williams, and he will run out the clock. Central Catholic has won it. The final score, 36-26. Central Catholic has won the District XI Class AAA Championship.
And won it in a very, very impressive fashion as far as I'm concerned. They came in, as I was saying a moment ago, Bob, I think with an excellent offensive game plan, executed it to perfection, and had the Lehighton defense off balance all night long. As we suspected, people who throw the ball against Lehighton give the Indians some trouble. I just referred a moment ago to Panther Valley with Kazi Kashuli. He threw the ball well against them. Tamaqua threw the ball against them. And those are the only two teams that really scored against Lehighton all year long.
Well, Lehighton scored first. A 72-yard pass from Kyle Williams to Chris Green, 6-0. David Galgon caught a 24-yard pass from Tim Cramsey to tie it at 6. Lehighton went back out ahead. Chris Green, a 23-yard pass from Bobby Eckhart to make it 12-6. Then Galgon caught a 22-yard pass from Cramsey. The two-point conversion made it 14-12 Central. Then with just a minute 58 left in the second quarter, Brian Young went in from 6 yards out. That made it 21-12 at halftime. They came back with another touchdown at the end of the third quarter to make it 29-12. Jose Delgado caught a 10-yard pass from Tim Cramsey. Lehighton came back with two quickies. A 60-yard pass from Eckhart to Chris Green to make it 29-20. Chris Green caught a 31-yarder from Eckhart to make it 29-26. But Central came right back with a big drive. It was a Brian Young 5-yard run for the touchdown, 36-26. That's the final.
I just hope the Lehighton kids remember that they had a great season. Yeah, they lost this final ball game of the year. They didn't win the District 11 AAA crown, but they had a great season. They won a Centennial League crown, and they have got to go away from this football season